smelled heavy and green. Lucy smiled when one of them zoomed over and landed on my wrist. I lifted my hand, admiring the shiny blue-green wings, and it launched back into the air to join its friends. I waved to my uncle. "Let me grab a few things." Reaching into the back seat, I retrieved my sleeping bag and oversized tote. When I stepped back and pushed the door shut with my foot, I saw a little black dog gazing up at me from the pavement. "Well, hello," I said. "Where did you come from?" He grinned a doggy grin and wagged his tail. "You'd better get on home now." More grinning, more wagging. "He looks like some kind of terrier. I don't see a collar," I said to Lucy, "but he seems well cared for. Must live close by." She looked down at the little dog and cocked her head. "I wonder." And then, as if he had heard a whistle, he ran off. Lucy shrugged and moved toward the house. By the steps, I paused to examine the rosemary topiary Lucy had been planting when I arrived. The resinous herb had been trained into the shape of a star. Very pretty. I might move it around to the herb garden I'm planting in back. "Oh, no, dear. I'm sure you'll want to leave it right where it is. A rosemary plant by the front door is traditional." I frowned. Maybe it was a southern thing. Lucy breezed by me and into the house. On the porch, my uncle's smiling brown eyes lit up behind rimless glasses. He grabbed me for a quick hug. His soft ginger beard, grown since he'd retired from his job as Savannah's fire chief, tickled my neck. He took the sleeping bag from me and gestured me inside. "Looks like you're planning on a poor night's sleep." Shrugging, I crossed the threshold. "It'll have to do until I get a bed." Explaining that I typically slept only 1 hour a night would only make me sound like a freak of nature. I'd given away everything I owned except for clothes, my favorite cooking gear, and a few things of sentimental value. So now I had a beautiful little house with next to no furniture in it, only the 2 matching armoires I'd scored at an estate sale. But that was part of this grand undertaking. The future felt clean and hopeful, a life waiting to be built again from the ground up. We followed Lucy through the living room and into the kitchen on the left. The savory aroma of golden crab cakes and spicy beans and rice that rose from the takeout bag on the counter hit me like a cartoon anvil. My aunt and uncle had timed things just right, especially considering they'd only guessed at my arrival. But Lucy had always been good at guessing that kind of thing. So had I, for that matter. Maybe it was a family trait. Trying to ignore the sound of my stomach growling, I gestured at the small table and 2 folding chairs. "What's this?" A wee white vase held delicate spires of French lavender, sprigs of borage with its blue star-shaped blooms, yellow calendula, and orange-streaked nasturtiums. Ben laughed. "Not much, obviously. Some place for you to eat, read the paper, whatever, till you find something else." Lucy handed me a cold, sweating glass of sweet tea. "We stocked a few basics in the fridge and cupboard, too." "That's so thoughtful. It feels like I'm coming home." My aunt and uncle exchanged a conspiratorial look. "What?" I asked. Lucy jerked her head. "Come on." She sailed out of the kitchen, and I had no choice but to follow her through the postage-stamped living room and down the short hallway. Our footsteps on the worn wooden floors echoed off soft peach walls that reached all the way up to the small open loft above. Dark brown shutters that fit with the original design of the carriage house folded back from the 2 front windows. The built-in bookshelves cried out to be filled. "The vibrations in here are positively lovely," she said, "and how fortunate that someone was clever enough to place the bedroom in the appropriate bagua." What?" She put her hand on the doorframe, and her eyes widened. "Bagua? I thought you knew. It's feng shui. Oh, honey, I have a book you need to read." I laughed, though incorporating feng shui into my furnishing choices certainly couldn't hurt. Then I looked over Lucy's shoulder and saw the bed. Oh, my fingers crept to my mouth. It's beautiful. A queen-sized headboard rested against the west wall, the dark iron filigree swooping and curling in outline against the expanse of Williamsburg blue paint on the walls. A swatch of sunshine cut through the window, spotlighting the patchwork coverlet and matching pillow shams. A reading lamp perched on a small table next to it. "I've always wanted a headboard like that," I breathed. "How did you know?" Never mind the irony of my sleep disorder. "We're so glad you came down to help us with the bakery," Ben said in a soft voice. "We just wanted to make you feel at home." As I tried not to sniffle, he put his arm around my shoulders. Lucy slipped her